Hi guys, Scott here from Outlaw Garage. Today we're following up our Ferrari collection video with a Challenge Evo. We're taking a full tour of this car and we're going to see if I can squeeze my ass into this one. So we're taking the racing car off, but it needs some race ramps to be able to get it off because of the 5-degree slant on the car. Taking it off and then we have to double ramp it just there.
Not ideal for it,
It's a tight squeeze.
Yep.
No, you do. You do. Oh, don't take that away.
And I guess that's why we've taken the boots off. Yep. Oh, that's tight.
I just tried.
Get a side profile view. I'm sure we absolutely got one of these as it was pulling out. We'll go through a bit of a tour of it. We're going to try and cram Suzette into it because I'm sure Suzette will get in here a lot better than me. It looks a tight squeeze getting in this, but we'll have a bit of a walk around. We might quiz you about some of the times that you pull on this.
That's embarrassing.
But we'll have a walk around because you don't see one of these very often. So, had it for about a year.
Year and a bit.
Active participant, not a garage queen. This is out on the racetrack being driven.
Cars should be driven.
Horsepower 620. 620.
Yes.
Twin turbo.
Twin turbo V8.
And then really, I'm assuming the difference between this and the original road going car is aero, suspension, and really the setup of the car rather than the engine itself.
Yeah, and this is a second generation. The original 488 Challenge, which is still being actively used.
Yeah.
Challenge came out of similar specs, not a significant engine change, but the major change to the Evo version was all of the aero. They completely redid the aero system.
Yeah.
Which added, don't quote me on it, it's I think a couple of 100 kilos of downforce to the whole aero package.
Okay.
Yeah, so it does make a massive difference.
So we'll cover some of the joys of racing to start off with. Tyres and brakes are obviously the awesome ones that we regular cost items. Yes. You get through tyres. What are we getting through on a regular basis?
So first of all, Ferrari for Ferrari events, they mandate Pirelli tyres.
Yeah.
We do occasionally use Yokohamas in off events for test tune, but a set of Pirelli tyres. Pirelli tyres have actually had a bit of a price hike this year, so they're about 4,200 for a set of slicks, 4,200 Australian for a set of slicks.
For a full set?
For a full set.
4,200.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about 1,050 a corner.
Yeah.
You'll get about a day out of a good track day. You get maybe 90 laps at Phillip Island if you're really pushing it. So Ferrari are fairly strict on setting some rules around not wanting us to go above 160, 180 kilometres on a set of tyres.
Yeah, okay. Which is not too bad. When you talk about, well, on a track day, and people can tend to think, oh, well, a track day every time you got to change the tyres. But 90 laps is a lot of laps.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big track day.
You know you've had a day when you do 90 laps.
Yeah.
It's, and sometimes it's less. It depends on weather conditions, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then brakes, as we can see.
Carbon ceramic package, so this is what the car comes with.
Yeah.
There is a discussion about possibly using some steel brakes for some of our events, but again, if you're doing a Ferrari managed or Ferrari sponsored event, you have to use original equipment, so that includes the ceramic brakes. You change the brake pads depending on your style of driving. You might go through a set of rears about every 2 days to 3 days.
Okay.
A set of fronts you'll go through about every 4 to 5 days.
Okay.
Yep.
I think that's
Mainly due to surface area being larger on the front.
Yeah. I think, can we see that? Definitely on the rear there. The surface area is a lot smaller. Probably before we get to the interior and we watch Suzette clambering.
Did you say you've never been in a Ferrari
Yeah,
before?
I know.
Yeah,
This is
go,
probably
Scott.
not the one
Suzette's
to
been in a Ferrari,
Yes.
Scott. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not sure about clambering in and out that. I've seen you do it and I'm genuinely not sure.
This is what I love. You know you own a race car when you do this.
Clicks.
Yeah, and you sort of go, Suzette, my willing assistant from the audience.
Oh, it actually lifts.
Oh,
Oh,
nice. A bit like
Pull towards you. Yep.
it's an off job. There we go.
like a soft top in a 996. Got it?
Similar but different.
Yeah, very.
Wow. Yeah.
We have these cars managed by Zagami Autosport.
Yeah.
They have a fantastic autosport division. Our cars have a sort of turnkey management solution. Zagamis will warehouse them during the course of the year. They'll transport them to whatever track we're racing at in a 6-car transporter, which is an impressive rig of its own.
Yeah.
And they will provide us with a very talented engineer, a talented Italian gentleman who's been on 6 Le Mans teams, so he really knows Ferraris. And we each have a pit guy who is our voice in our ears while we're out driving. He's talking to us on our pit-to-car radio. We usually have a drive coach come with us, and generally there's one coach between 2, sometimes one coach per driver.
Okay.
Which is really good. And so, in between sessions, the coach and the engineer will be getting all the telemetry data out of the car, loading it into the telemetry systems. We run a V-Box telemetry system predominantly. There's 2 telemetry sets in this car. The car produces I think 36 data points, although we only look at maybe 4 or 5 key points generally. But it's really fun. I get the most joy out of looking at the telemetry data and working on small improvements, and so that's fun. That's one of the things I think I enjoy most, is just being a data-driven experience as much as a visceral experience.
So we're just talking about the windscreen. It's got a tear-off windscreen protector on it. There it is there. I think we can see that.
There's actually 4 or 5, so you just progressively
You just peel them off as you go through the track.
Just like helmet ones.
Yeah, okay. Because that'll be a replacement windscreen if you scratch it, or if you're on track you get a bump or it's just out, and that you're kind of done, aren't you?
Well, yeah, and it'd be really affordable asking Ferrari to replace your windscreen.
So we're talking about getting in the car. There are some smart comments behind me. It's crammed in with everything, isn't it? All the telemetry gear, and there's not a lot of space. So hang on a minute. So you sometimes have a passenger in here?
Yes, sometimes like this passenger.
That's
And it's fun.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you're in there.
Yeah, you are.
And then they put your belts on with a helmet, and you're in there. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, because
And there's I found really hard to get comfortable or in my place, because my feet were a bit of everywhere. So then I had to find somewhere to put my feet to make sure I felt secure, and then I could enjoy the ride more. I wasn't...
Yeah, because there's the telemetry gear, there's the fire extinguisher.
Yeah, we don't want to tell anyone that their firebomb is right between their legs.
Yeah. And then even with the cockpit area, that really does encroach on the passenger experience. I know that's not what we focused on with a race car, but...
No, you're too busy watching in front of you to worry about what's going on inside.
I'll pull my pants up and take my shoes
Pull
off.
your pants up.
Do you like my pink socks?
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
But see, I immediately kind of hang on. I've done this before. I'm taking stuff out of my pocket as well because I need all the extra space I need.
Did I try?
You kind of got in, but you were facing me at one point. Because I wasn't going to do that. I was going to kind of try and slide in.
Do I shoot it from the front or the back?
I don't know. Because I was going to go in this way, but it kind of felt like you went that way.
You know how magicians never tell you their trick.
Because I'm going to try and go this way.
Yes.
I'm in!
Oh, round of applause for the audience.
Okay,
I'm in!
Your turn.
Thank
Then,
you!
what we do is we tell them that's the easy part.
Yeah, that's true too.
I tell you what, it's hot.
And a lovely feature of this car is it does actually have air conditioning.
Oh, does it?
It does.
That's a nice little touch.
It's a great touch. It's absolutely useless.
Probably a stupid question, but you probably adjust a fair bit of this when you do your first couple of laps and then...
Most of this doesn't change much. The only thing you'll change here on any kind of semi-frequent basis would be your ABS settings. Most of your adjustments in race are being done here, and you occasionally might scroll through your information on your dashboard, but not that often. You usually have it set to your own settings, and then you just the other buttons. That one you're talking to your pit occasionally. But these are the traction control settings are probably the most important thing for these cars. TC1 is how much is it on, so you know, how much intervention is it giving you.
Yep, okay.
TC2 is how long it waits.
Okay, so I get what you mean.
Yeah,
yep.
So it doesn't necessarily intervene straight away. You set it to how you want. So if you're fully wet, you'd be 4.4
Yep.
like that, and you change your ABS to a different mode for wet. And then generally Phillip Island, you know, we're sort of up here in early stages, maybe on green tyres you'd be sort of 2 for a while, put in a bit of heat in the tyres, and then you'd bring it up to 1. But then as the tyres go off, you tend to use your traction control to manage your tyres as well, get a bit more life out of them. So you'd sort of be dialing back a little bit. So here, you know, this would be waiting the longest period of time to intervene.
Okay.
Whereas you might have it sort of set down to here later in the day so that it's intervening sooner, but not necessarily a lot. You know, start sequence, I've already turned it on, but down on next to your right calf muscle, there actually is a little master switch down there. So normally when the car's stored, that'll be completely turned off and disconnected totally from the battery. So it's turned on at the moment. Then the next thing you do, you can see the toggle switch that says master. So you'd be putting your foot on the brake. That's a small hint. And then you'd be turning the master switch on. Flick it down. Yep.
Oh, that feels like a race car as well. When
power's activated. Next thing you do is you would flick your ignition switch on, which is the black toggle. Let the computers come on.
Tick, 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 tick. And there we go, that's coming on up there.
And then about that time.
That's a nice screen.
Yes, it is.
But we were talking earlier, weren't we? And the visibility is low.
Very limited.
Yeah.
You've got no depth perception, so you can't.
No,
really
because you're in here with the helmet on, like you've got a view here, and you can't really see anything. And then as nice as that screen looks,
at speed,
it's
not so good.
Yeah.
The GT cars are great because they've got little indicators. They detect cars behind you, and then little indicators come up around it with an arrow pointing at them, going here.
Okay.
But this one's not as advanced as that. So then you would, with your foot on the brake, you would then press the red button, start button.
The red button.
And we would normally scroll through to probably that page. and then as you're driving, what it's doing is it's maintaining all of your deltas between laps, and so you have the track loaded up with its sectors, so then it'll tell you, it'll get purple signs there if you posted a better time than your last sector time.
Oh!
Yeah, so it's actually giving you constant feedback as you
Real
go
time.
sector to sector, yeah. The traction control is really interesting because you get an indicator just in here, and it kind of glows out at you like that. So when traction control kicks in, depending on how much, the little circle's doing this or this, you know. So then you know you've perhaps pushed it a little bit too hard if you're seeing too much of that going on.
Yeah.
And then what you do is you hand your camera to your willing assistant from the audience, and she shows everybody the magic of Scott
Trying to get out.
Because what we haven't told him is how easy it is. Not.
Because it's not a removable steering wheel.
Oh, it is.
Oh, is it?
I used to do that. I used to take my helmet off, hand it to my pit guy, take my steering wheel off, put it to one side, and get maximum knee room. And then I decided that was unsustainable, so I lost 20 kilos instead.
Because getting out without a helmet on, with a helmet on, that's surely really difficult. Because your head's like this, this big.
So is this exposure.
Yeah.
However,
I'm going to try and get out the same way as I got in, with the same degree of grace.
you can't. It's too. There we go.
I'm out.
I think that deserves an award. That's well done.
Thank you. So the wing has a number of settings. Yes. Here we go. We're just asking if that actually gets changed very often, because it feels like quite a competitive race series.
Well, it is, but actually the group of guys that have these cars, we're actually all really good buddies. Everybody's interested in everybody doing well and getting their personal best times.
Yeah,
so there's no kind of we'll punt you off the track. It's really fun series to be a part of. Fun group of guys, and made some great friends owning this car.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all, talk a little bit about our settings, and this isn't quite on maximum attack at the moment. The engineer actually recommended to us that we dial these right up to the max so that we could have a bit of a sense of what that does to us on a fast track like Phillip Island.
Yeah.
And then we'll dial it back a little bit, as we've done. But it's interesting that the sorts of changes you can make. I came in after one recent session and said to the engineer, look, the car's feeling really oversteery. I'm just not quite connected in. I feel like it's a little bit too much. He said, oh, okay, we can fix that. So he said, we'll drop the rear ride height. So they actually dropped the ride height on the rear by 1.5 millimeters. So I went out, had a go, and went, now it's oversteery. He said, yeah, we probably did it a bit too much. We'll go back to middle. 3/4 millimeter, got back out. It was great. And the car felt wonderful. I think what impresses me though is that they know to do that. You give them really blunt feedback like I just did, and they go, oh no, we can fix that.
There we go. Hope you enjoyed the video. I don't think we embarrassed ourselves too much getting in and out of the car, or I hope not. We'll have to check the footage a little bit later. Please give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you later. See you later, guys. Bye.